Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MTG Sin Senpai. I'm a little late on this particular video, but this is my prize winnings from the pre-release weekend that I did not too long ago. That was 2 weeks ago now I think about it, and it's unfortunate that I'm doing the video so late. Right after the pre-release, I got a little sick, so I decided to hold off on recording a video for a few weeks or for a little bit, making sure I got fully well before recording the video, and then yeah, now I have the video and we're going. Or now I'm feeling a lot better. I don't sound or feel as bad, and finally getting this video posted and put up together and put up for everybody. First and foremost, I want to thank my local LGS, making it official. My local LGS is Dragon's Lair, Houston North. The reason I'm putting it out there now, I've been kind of holding off for a little bit of time because I do help multiple LGSs. But recently, during the pre-release for Outlaws of Thunder Junction, we decided to do an Iron Man event, and the store, they first off let us do the event, and they didn't even tell us about this, but they decided to make us these little Iron Man medals, and on the backside it says that we're crazy AF because essentially what the Iron Man was is we drafted. So for this particular event, Iron Man was 4 events in a row. And the 4 events in a row it was 7 o'clock at Friday night. We did an event at midnight, and then we also did another one at essentially 5 in the morning. And then after the 5 in the morning, we did another at noon the next day. So for almost we were promoting it as 24 hours, but pretty much after the noon, we finished around 5, 6 o'clock ish. So making it to where we were pretty much in the store for almost a 24-hour period. And so we got these little medals, and it was a challenge. It did cost, we had to pay for every entry and all that. And as a judge, they let me, cover mine. But the fact of the matter is that we completed the challenge. There were 17 of us total that did the entire thing. And yeah, it was pretty insane. It was definitely a lot of fun. It was definitely a fun experience. And because of the medal that they provided to us, and want to just put it out there that it's a great store. It was a great place to play. Mind you, the reason my payout is so big is because of how many events that I attended. But in the end, that doesn't change the fact that we still have all these packs to open. So yeah, I want to just start cracking into it. We got a handful to go here. And then, of course, I'll talk about the pre-release itself. The pre-release itself was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed everything. I did not see anyone pull off the Mindslaver lock combo that was in limited, so that I was looking forward to hopefully seeing someone do that. And I got this copy token. This is the second time I've seen this. This token looks amazing. It's like super psychedelic. I'm a big fan of that. Basic land, foil, repulse. One last job is our rare, and we got some commons and uncommons, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, during the event, I was like, this is the second time we're dealing with play boosters, and while there are a lot of like bomb heavy things, at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's super overpowering. I mean, yes, you have the decks that are just insanely busted, but at the same time, it's not enough to where like a deck that's not built right could not just beat it. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain. I was expecting things to be, well, it's limited, so obviously it's always bomb heavy, but at the same time, even though you have these bombs, there's more than enough removal spread throughout both the common and uncommon slot that I feel like it was kind of moot. Oh, one of my favorite cards. I did not realize this was in the set. Imp's Mischief is bloody amazing, and the fact that so many people don't understand how this works. So as a judge, I had to come and go over and explain it multiple times. Our first mythic is a Gold Vein Hydra. My mono green deck is definitely going to enjoy this particular card, so I'm probably going to slot that right in there. And then we have a bunch of there's just a lot of value commons and uncommons in this particular set. Now, how is it going to affect Pioneer, Standard, and Modern? I'm not too sure just yet. I'll be honest, I am not really dived into that particular aspect of the game itself. There's our first art card. But I know when it comes to Commander, there's a lot of cards that are perfect example being for Commander. This card is absurd. And apparently, I knew a guy that actually pulled this off multiple times during Limited. He actually had a mana pull that made it work, and it was kind of funny. Ooh, Collector's Cage. My first time seeing this particular mythic. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, you may play the exile card without paying its mana cost. Oh, that's not too bad. It's an interesting hideaway on an artifact, which is like potential remove. It's potentially a removal target, but at the same time, it's not that hard to pull that off. We got our uncommons and commons. And yeah, just this entire set was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of interesting interactions, interesting rulings here and there. And then there's a lot of cards that after seeing them initially, like I did not expect too much from them, but then after seeing them played, they are absurd. Oh, this is, I believe, part of the Mindslaver lock combo right there. Because the way that reads is if you do at the beginning of the next end step create a token copy, whenever you sacrifice the Mindslaver, you should have 2 extra mana because it costs 6 mana to play the Mindslaver, and then you'll just have a Mindslaver lock. So luckily both cards are in Mythic, so it's very unlikely for us to see that happen. But yeah, it's so from the vault cards, like, yes, they are kind of absurd. I don't think there's many that I've seen that was like super underpowered. I guess the hideaway one was probably the most underpowered one I saw. But as we can tell, they're not the most common cards to see. So there is that, and then so far we've only had a couple of double rare packs, which is not too bad. But I was during the pre-release, my wife actually pulled open. It was a triple mythic pack, if I remember correctly. It was absurd. So play boosters, I've heard a lot of people complain, and initially I'll admit I was one of the naysayers as well. Ooh, this is going to be one of our multi-rare packs. So we got a Aven Interceptor with an Aven Interceptor. This card is nuts, and the fact that we got double, I would have loved to see this in a sealed pool. That's just nuts. But I know there's a lot of people that are not a big fan of the play boosters. I personally, I was not sold on them initially, but after drafting and playing with them for 2 different sets, it's actually not that bad. I mean, it's fun on obviously when you're just opening the packs for yourself. It's definitely a blast because of the fact that you're gonna. Oh, I'm just gonna put that there. Got our foils here, but but the fact of the matter is, it's like, whenever you're opening them like this, it's a lot of fun. But at the same time, whenever you're drafting, if you do happen to pull that double rare pack, it's not like you're the only person that gets all the bombs. You kind of share that wealth. And so there's multiple people with multiple bombs. So it's like, if it was just one person having a bomb, and then it would make the entire pool. Oh, our first just blank card. Just throwing that away. The fact that those still exist is so annoying. But there's enough of stuff to go around that I don't feel it's going to be, it's not as detrimental as I thought it was going to be. And then it does seem like Wizards is pretty much on top of it when it comes to the removal for pretty much every color at this point. Like, I remember drafting, maybe not even like 3-4 years ago, whenever I was like fighting to get more removal in my deck. Now, the more recently, I've been like, wow, I have so much removal, I have to make cuts. It gets kind of absurd. Like, also with this particular set, the fact that you have the, I think from the vault cards is what they're called. I forget if that's the correct terminology or not. But the fact that these cards are all excuse me, purely meant to just target something, and the good majority of them are just straight up removal. And so committing crimes is definitely one of those things that, like, at first you would think it's such a hard concept, but it's really not. It's just, did I target that with something? Does the card say target? I mean, that's pretty much really all you need to kind of pay attention to, and then you'll know that if you've committed a crime or not. Land, betrayal. Ooh, look at that. That is a archive trap. I love the art on that. It's pretty nuts. I'm a big fan. The fact that they brought back the fast lands, I'm not a big fan of the fast lands myself. I mean, I'll still invest in my lands and I'm going to hold on to them, but I don't feel like they are as good as they were when they first came out. Ooh, speaking of just good commons and uncommons, this card is a house. I love this card a lot. Early game is just 3 mana basic ramp. but it lets you grab deserts, so it's a super color fix. Or late game, you're just making an XX elemental, or doing both. So it's kind of nuts. I think worst case scenario I've seen, it was like, what was that? 5 mana 5/5, which is like the worst case scenario, I think. At least when it came to the token itself. But there have been multiple times whenever I'm paying like 6 mana getting a 7/7 elemental on the board, which is just nuts. But yeah, I'm looking forward to drafting and playing a bunch more of this particular set. Me and my buddies are going to try and get a collector draft going again. Hopefully I get that going this particular time. I'm trying to get my hands on a collector box, but it seems like it's so much harder to get my hands on them, at least from the channels that I used to have. So we'll see if I have other routes of getting one, because they're not cheap. And as much as I enjoy ripping packs, and I love ripping me some collector packs, funds are still tight. But it is still a lot of fun, and the fact that I still have all of these packs to open, I'm definitely enjoying myself. In regards to drafting of this particular set, I've learned there's still a lot to learn. Perfect example of removal. This card is just an amazing removal card. But at the same time, cards like this for Commander, it's amazing. But for Limited, I just don't see a point. And I thought it was, from what I was told, someone told me initially it was like a $15 card. So I'm like, oh, that's nuts. And then we look it up, it's like 50, 60 cents. So I'm like, I'm not sure who lied to me, or why they lied to me, or maybe things are just changed. But like, I see that as potential with Commander, and I'm just like, oh my god, that just looks nuts. And of course the full art lands. I do like the full art lands in this one. It does feel like you're not getting as many this time around, at least from the number of packs that I've ripped so far. Gotta love Bonnie Paul, Paul Bunyan, because, you know, the cow named Bo. Bo? Blue. It's Bo. It's Blow instead of Blue. But still, absurd card. But yeah, this set, just the flavor as well. Once again, Wizards kind of hit everything on the money, because playing with the Outlaws and Cowboys and just everything in general, committing the crimes, just like, just everything was a lot of fun. And of course, there was plenty of people that, you know, I'm not sure if you guys had fun with people at your LGS that did it, but there's a lot of people at ours that decided that they would like to dress up, and it was just a lot of fun. Ooh, look at that, another double rare pack. So we got ourselves so the borderless concealed courtyard looks real nice, but that's pretty much it. We got Annie Flash, the veteran. A lot of fun. That one is a little harder to pull off with the Naya, but if you're able to pull it off, it's actually such a good card, especially the fact that it has that recursion and it gives you that accelerated card advantage. So definitely a fun card, but you do the build around it a little bit with that triple mana, which there's actually a lot of mana fixing in this particular set. Examples being these deserts. Deserts are amazing, but I've learned that a lot of people have learned that it's good to pull them early. Ooh, what's this? My first time seeing this particular card. Enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. Whenever one or more players discarded one or more cards, investigate. The ability only triggers once each turn. Oh wow, that's not bad. That's pretty nuts. And then that's a myth, and that's another double rare pack, so a lot of fun with that. Pretty freaking sweet. But yeah, just the fact that we have those chances to hit those things, it's actually a lot of fun. And then there's also that slot for the special guest slot, which when I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was. But actually, you don't see them that often. Like, so far, I've only seen a single special guest. I believe it was, what was it? Ooh, double rare pack. Dang. Oh, I didn't realize. I think that's like a train thing. Maybe that's a connected art thing. I'll have to look into that later. But where was I? What was I talking about? I had a mental brain fart and I totally forgot. And I'm not the type that edits my videos, as you can tell. So I'm not going to be able to remember, but I'm probably going to go back, watch it, and I'll mention it in a different video. But I'm got distracted by fun cards. Getting distracted again. I love this token. It's amazing. Gotta be one of my favorite tokens from this particular set. Oh, we got ourselves another, I think this is a double rare pack. There we go. Our first triple rare pack. So unfortunately, so you have the chance of getting 4 rares in a pack, being 1 the foil, Actually, I think it's 5 because the land can be the rare. No, never mind. It was just the deserts. But you have your foil rare, your from breakout spot, and then I think that's the from the vault slot, and then of course your regular rare. Which this Fibblethip has got to be one of the best Fibbletips ever. It's such an amazing card. The advantage that some people have pulled off with that has just been absurd. Got our Heartless. But yeah, so our first triple rare pack, which is pretty strong. We still haven't hit a quad rare pack of our own, but I know it's their chance. And then, of course, you know, if we don't hit it, no big deal. I'll still be playing a lot of this particular set, and I'm definitely going to try and get my hands on a fat pack because I enjoy me my fat packs. Got the boxes and stuff everywhere. Commons and uncommons. Ooh, I think I have a playset of this guy now. So I feel like that's going to be something that's going to see a lot of play in a lot of formats, just because of the fact that whenever, yes, you're going to, you plot the card that you target, but that means that that player cannot play that card during that turn. And if you happen to plot a counter spell, they can never play it again because they can only play a plotted spell at sorcery speed. So it's like, oh, I'm just going to stop that counter spell and it's never going to happen again. Like, it's kind of, it's a little nuts, actually, when you think about that. So it's definitely a fun card, and then, obviously, you can definitely bounce the thing. So, I mean, it's white. So there's a lot of option and playability there. Got ourselves a Foil Swamp, Ruckus Engineer. Oh, Fractured Identity. I like this card a lot, and I don't have enough of these, so the fact that I got another one is a lot of fun. Outcast Trailblazer, just a pretty solid 3-mana 4/2. Got our commons and uncommons. Oh, that was another double rare pack. So yeah, the sheer number of double rare packs has been pretty solid, and it also makes it a lot more fun, I guess, in draft, in the sense that it's harder to tell now. Did your person that passed you a rare, did they pack one, pick one a rare, or did they pack one, pick one, take something else? Oh, that's fun. 2 fractured identities back to back is pretty solid. To a ornery. I know I'm saying that terribly wrong. And Tumblewag. That's just an insane green creature. I've seen that kind of just snowball games. But the fact that you have a chance that your opponent will pass you a rare after the first pick, and then there's a chance that they either picked a even crazier rare, or did they just pick a common or uncommon that they just wanted to play in their colors. It's like, the chances are just that much, it changes the elements that much. So it's definitely a lot of fun. I mean, the number of times that someone has passed me something and I'm like, why did you pass this? And they kind of flash at me what they actually picked. I'm like, okay, I stopped asking that question because the number of times that has happened has kind of increased. Wow, the number of times that this was the last card in the pack has kind of been funny. I think mental math, I counted 4 times that that's happened now. Ooh, the construct token. I like the way this token looks. It looks like what's the word I'm looking for? I'll think about it. But yeah, it's just an amazing art. I'm a big fan. Got ourselves a Fortune Loyal Steed, Rambling Possum. This possum's got to be one of the cutest cards too. I like that card a lot. Full Speed Ahead, Bounding Felidar, and then the fact that sometimes you have the 4 uncommons in a pack, it does, that one I'll admit, it throws me off a little bit. I feel like the number should just stick to the 3. I don't know why that is the case, but it is the case. It is what it is. I mean, because you have the chance to get an extra one in the foil slot, so it's like, kind of why? Because now there's always a foil slot now. So it's like, what's the point of their random packs being 3 uncommons while other packs only have, or most packs have 3 uncommons while some have possibly 4, maybe 5 uncommons now. So, kind of weird. But overall, I've been enjoying this set a lot. I don't know what's worth any value or money in this particular set. That one looks pretty good. And then the fact that there's, yeah, that's a fun. So I haven't hit quad mythic rare pack, but I did hit a triple rare pack with double mythic and 2 mythics being the same. Just different arts. That's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, I don't know if that's worth anything. Like, honestly, I know from what I've seen, I know Terror of the Peaks is in the set, and then I know from for this particular slot there's a couple of like really big hits, like Into Mischief. I think is one of those big hits. Regardless, at least I think this is the third one of these, which I'm grateful for that the sheer count of these has gone down, but the sheer count of tokens in the set is kind of absurd. There's just so many more tokens now that you need to pay attention to. Got ourselves a Kellen the Kid, Step Between Worlds. Man, the number of times I've seen that particular rare, it's not a fun one. And I think I did an arena run where I had 2 of those in my rare pool, and that was quite disappointing. But anyway, down to our final pack. This was definitely an experience. Shout out again to Dragon's Lair Houston North. If you guys are ever in town, go check them out. It's an amazing comic book / card shop. There's plenty of stuff to see, and they have cats, so it's just something to keep in mind. Oh, this is my first one of these as a rare. I've seen so many, but my first one that I've pulled myself that I needed for my mono red deck. So yeah, this card has been making waves, and just the fact that you can do so much damage super early on is kind of absurd. And then got our commons and uncommons. There we go. And that's our final pack. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed everything that I pulled from here. Look forward to more content coming up in the near future. I'll definitely be doing my draft review videos. Man, I'm just not all here tonight. I'm still recovering. I do apologize again. But regardless, there was a lot of fun stuff here. I don't think I was looking for anything specific. I mean, I just enjoyed everything I ripped. From anything specific from the set, I'm not sure if I'm looking for anything. But let me know if you guys are. I mean, heck, that new art for Terror, this Peaks looks bloody amazing. The Archive Trap, the Mind Break Trap, all those look just a lot of fun. And I actually don't have any, so I need a good handful. I almost have my playset of Aven Interrupt. Oh, actually, I have my playset. I definitely have a couple in the kits. That Esoteric Duplicator, I think I'm going to do a Infinite Mindlock combo in Commander. Well, obviously not with all my opponents, but I'll do my best to get as many people down as I can. And then just overall, just a lot of fun stuff. So let me know if you guys are looking for anything. And then, let's see here. I think I got a couple codes to share. Let's see. There we go. We got 3 for y'all today. Definitely had a couple of promo packs and all that so far already, because I've already done a couple F&Ms. But there's those for you guys. Once again, please do share the love. If you've already opened one or reclaimed one, please share it with others. And then if you guys have made it to this part of the video, thank you so much again. I do appreciate it. I know this one is kind of a long one, and I was a little bit long-winded this time around. I did get kind of flubbed up, but overall, I'm just loving this set. I'm loving doing this. I'm loving playing Magic overall. And take the time to like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun YouTube things, get me on that algorithm so that people can see me having fun just opening these packs, and hopefully doing other things in the future. We'll see how things go. Once again, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all, and never forget, Senpai didn't notice. Good night.